They could be laid back. Let's wait for one more moment and invite the next guest. Let's invite expert of TCM, Brazilian Federal Pharmacy Council, Mr. Paulo Cecir Varanga, to share with us the TCM in the combat of COVID-19. So, hello, I am the expert of TCM in Brazilian Federal Pharmacy Council. As we all know that the TCM has a certain history in Brazil as well as China, and we have established an association as well. Let me share with you my PowerPoint first. Can you see my screen now? Okay. So I will talk about that in Brazil. I would like to talk about in Brazil, how do we use TCM to prevent COVID-19? Let me show you some data first. You can see many data from the internet and in Google. And in Brazil, you can see that the mortality of COVID-19 is still very high. And today, the data we saw is 233 deaths happened in 24 hours. And our total cases is 22.2 million with over 6,000 death cases. I would like to emphasize that in 2016, we have connected and had a session with the SATCM in Beijing. We also talked a lot with those experts from National Administration of TCM. Daniel and I were the representatives of that session. So the experts in China recommended to us that TCM can be very effective in the treatment of COVID-19 patients. Depends on severe or mild patients. The methods will be different. No matter for traditional medicine or TCM, we recommend a combination treatment. And right now in Brazil, The hospitals are crowded by COVID-19 patients. And right now, we are in shortage of resources. That's an influence brought by the COVID-19. So if the TCM can relieve the symptoms of COVID-19, the pressures brought to the hospital can be released as well. So we also have the 3 drugs and 3 prescription methods mentioned by Mr. Zhang. That is a very good way to handle COVID-19 symptoms from the perspective of TCM. Actually, the TCM can achieve homeostasis in human bodies and help people's bodies to prevent and control the disease in human's body, while the modern medicine is using pharmacological ways like the anti-inflammatory, antiviral, etc. So from this perspective, you can see that the traditional Chinese medicine focuses more on curing the disease and promoting the health of the people, while the modern medicine focuses more on just handling the symptoms. And then our decision to use TCM was approved by the Federal Pharmacy Council. And you can see from my PowerPoint that we have many TCM methods adopted, including the therapy methods, including many different therapy methods, and also cupping therapy, 推拿 massage, qigong, liangong, etc. Many of these therapies have been adopted in the clinical treatment in Brazil. As we all know that COVID-19 disease may cause typical symptoms. You may be very familiar with that already, because we have handled this pandemic for 2 years. And in the 7th version of the Diagnosis and Treatment of COVID-19 issued by the SATCM, it is recommended that we can use the oxygen therapy, anti-inflammatory, antiviral, and the steroid, as well as the plasma treatment, are all applicable to the treatment of COVID-19 patients. You can see we have many antivirus drugs, lidocaine, etc. You can see from the PowerPoint. For some severe symptoms, we will also use the methods of ECMO. So these are the methods of modern medicine on battling against COVID-19. The symptoms include fatigue and fever. We would use 莲花清瘟 capsule. And see that it is very effective to relieve the symptom by the 莲花清瘟 capsule. And since the January of 2020, we started to use 莲花清瘟 capsule in Brazil to be one method of the TCM. Besides, we also take usage of some other usage, including the confirmed cases. And here you can see the Qingfei option, including the Lianhuaqing capsule and some antibiotics drugs can be used and good. In this situation, we usually use this drug to tackle with the mouth symptoms patients. This prescription contains 21 drugs. You can see many different types here. Please make sure you do not exceed the time limit too much. Thank you. Please talk more about the products and the pharmacies. Thank you. And it is same for the Lianhuaqing capsule. It can remove the heat from the lung and detoxifies the heat. And from some clinical trials, you can see the inactivity of virus by the Lianhuaqing capsule. I would very quickly talk about the Tcn development in Brazil. In 2014, we have passed the regulatory about allowing medical staff to operate TCM. So what does it mean? It means that the TCM drugs have to be prescribed only by the licensed staff, including nutritionists and the pharmacists, etc. Since 2014, we also have a regulatory that pharmacies are included into medical institutions, so they can consult patients, provide consultation to the patients, as well as provided professional consultants to the patients. And right now in Brazil, we can see there are many clinical practice of traditional Chinese medicine in maybe the pharmacies, private offices, clinics, health institutions, community institutions, including public and private hospitals. Right now, we have over 220,000 practitioners of pharmaceuticals. Around 90,000 pharmacies that are allowed to sell TCM drugs. These numbers are very important, and on this slide you can see that in the 5 regions of Brazil, the pharmacies are allocated as the numbers shown here. All of these pharmacies are allowed to sell TCM drugs. So TCM drugs can be bought from pharmacies right now. The population of Brazil is around 200 million, around over 71.5% of Brazilian people relying on the social insurance systems to get paid for their healthcare services. Since 2006, the issuance of the 971 regulation in Brazil, we have many Brazilians having the interest in TCM therapies. So right now, the traditional Chinese medicine industry has a promising future in Brazil. We also have some problems as well. If you would like to work in Brazil, you need to register in the National Registry of Legal Entities and also register the Chinese formulas in ANVISA. Also, have a very responsible pharmaceutical technician. So these are the pictures of some pharmacies in Brazil.
So although, as you can see, these pharmacies are legally allowed to sell TCM drugs, there's still a lot of potential to be tapped into. And these are pharmacies. And as you can see, TCM preparations are very much welcome in Brazil. And once again, I would like to stress that the TCM industry is attracting a lot of interest in Brazil. Thank you for your listening.
So now let's invite Mozambique's representatives again. Ms. Bella Gasper, advisor to the Minister of Health of Mozambique, to share with us the development and demand of the Mozambique market.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. And I would like to apologize. First of all, I would like to thank Chinese government, the Thai government, for their support to have invited me to this very important occasion at this business matching session on TCM products. My introduction is going to cover the background and our objectives in this sector. Our objectives are quite clear, which is to provide safe and effective, high-quality use of complementary medicine, especially in primary care. Most of the people can benefit from this because most of pharmacies benefit the general public. In Mozambique, we think primary care is very important to the general public. And we also believe that traditional medicine can improve the primary care in our country. And we would like to build relations with our counterparts in China to improve this sector. In terms of TCM, as you can see, in health centers, these centers actually take advantage of TCM treatments and preparations. And these practices are carried out by Mozambique doctors locally. There are 3 major training programs in Mozambique to train traditional medicine doctors. Since 2020, have been carried out regularly. We have over 10 provinces are covered by these training programs. In the beginning, they received over 4,000 patients in these clinics.
For example, they have shoulder pain and heart problems and arthrosis, so they need to visit the clinics many times. That's why the visits frequency are very high. But to solve their problems about the shoulder pain as well as the numbness on the legs and the back pain, as well as the problems of the other soft tissues. And all of these symptoms have to take time to recover. So we have the local medical staff to handle this kind of symptoms. This is why we have signed a cooperative agreement. The agreement was signed by the Mozambique and the GMTCM part. It is a memorandum of understanding. We're very honored to receive training, especially compared with the other Portuguese-speaking countries in Africa, including the training about acupuncture, as well as the training done in provincial hospitals, as well as the central hospitals. The actual acupuncture services have been provided in these public and central hospitals as well. So we have received great cooperative relations from China and from Macau, specifically. As I mentioned before, we have over 300 medical staffs focusing on physical rehabilitation, including the trainer, the acupuncture, moxibustion, coping therapy, etc. And China have sent experts to Mozambique to train our local practitioners. In our fourth session, it's a higher level, focusing more on the acupuncture skills. Next slide. And from this slide, you can see these are the pictures we took during the training in different kinds of health centers. And the acupuncture training was done in 2017. Not only for adult patients, but also for kids patients. This is very important for Mozambique because many kids in Mozambique needs the primary care services. In terms of acupuncture, you can see the data on this chart. The main symptoms include the joint pain, the strokes of quillen, spasms, numbness in limbs, painful shoulders, etc. That needs acupuncture therapy to relieve the symptoms. We have over 44,000 patients received this kind of treatment. sorry, we can't hear anything. In terms of the effectiveness against COVID-19, especially for the mild symptoms, the patients with mild symptoms, what kind of treatment should we adopt? We found later that TCM is a perfect way. So you can see, at the very beginning in 2020, the clinical visits sharply reduced because of the outbreak of COVID-19. And at the very beginning, we didn't thought about using TCM to treat COVID-19 patients. So in our health center, we later understand that TCM can be further used in this regard.
And then the hospitals, well, there are more closed spaces and the air ventilation was poor. Once we learned that, we made improvements in 2020 and 2019. We made improvements and situation improved. In the last 2 weeks, we also carried out some training through the internet. And we learned how to take advantage of TCM and TCM preparations to improve patients' symptoms. In terms of TCM product sales in Mozambique, we have import and export trading companies who do that with Chinese counterparts. We import TCM preparations into Mozambique. And today's session, we have 2 colleagues online. They are actually importers. And the registration is carried out through the Ministry of Health of Mozambique. And we are very pleased to have these TCM products. All over the country in Mozambique, we have professional healthcare workers who are performing TCM treatments, and also in private clinics, there are practitioners providing TCM treatments to patients. We have the base for TCM and TCM preparation to be used for cosmetic purposes. And in Mozambique, we have many beauty salons who use TCM to treat skin problems and to provide massage services to those in need.
I will remember that. So, recovery department and as well as the Rehabilitation Department. Response? So as to also improve the quality of their service. Also the material well. For the importers, they can't do the products import correctly, so it takes quite a long time because the products have to be licensed and approved by the country. And based on the TCM, we can develop a better way to treat patients. We also need to enhance the talent teams of our medical department. In provincial level, we need a promotion and improvement as well for the constantly surveys for each of the health centers. We also need to continue our cooperation with China with a closer cooperation. Last but not least, I would like to say we are very open-minded, especially for the TCM products. For example, one of the importers has conducted cooperation with the industrial park. But what we need to do is to distribute these products to every single corner of our country. And we have already seen the benefits brought by TCM products. We would like to see all of our people getting benefits from that. So I would like to thank one more time the GM-TCM Park for attending today's business matching session. Thank you.
Thank you for your introduction. And many thanks to the support from the Ministry of Health of Mozambique. Please stay here online, and we have a Q&A session, and we would like you to participate as well. Thank you for your great introduction. Last but not least, may we invite Ms. Laila Kosha, who is the representative from the Health and Social Welfare of Cape Verde. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to share my screen. First of all, greetings from Cape Verde, and I hope a great success of the business matching session 2021, especially for us in Cape Verde. Unlike Brazil and Mozambique, we are lagging behind in this sector, and this business matching session is very important to us in Cape Verde. First of all, Cape Verde has been attending conferences and training sessions since 2016, especially the Portuguese-speaking country traditional medicine training session held every year in Macau. And we also participated in the 2017 the TCM International Training held in Mozambique. And also in the city of Praia, I personally took part in the 2019 Cape Verde TCM Specialty Treatment Training Session, which was held by GM-TCM and Port Macau. And I learned cupping during the 2 weeks of training. and I benefited a great deal from this training session. We also took part in the seminar, workshops with regard to traditional medicine, which benefited us and our country to be well equipped to fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. By the end of 2019, we made great effort in terms of legislation in traditional medicine area. That's what we call it in Cape Verde. We also have our own traditional medicine. We would like to complement our traditional medicine with other traditional medical systems. And we also have TCM, obviously, in our country. And we have a very basic regulation that's pending ratification, which we need approvals from various government bodies. And this regulation will cover TCM sales in Cape Verde. At present, we do not have specialized venues to sell TCM products. We have one doctor who has TCM products for sale in his store, which has been inspected by government officials on various occasions. And I think this is important, especially on this occasion at the business matching session, because we would like to talk about how to sell TCM products in terms of packaging, the appearances of the products, labels, etc. We need to standardize them to be able to sell TCM products. In this store I mentioned earlier, most of the TCM products only have labels in Chinese language, which means patients do not understand aspects such as side effects when they use the medicines, and hospitals do not have a way to provide instructions to these patients. In the city of Praia, we have a herbal supplementary store who sell herbal supplementaries and herbal medicines. And also they actually, what they have on sale is classical prescriptions of PCM, as you can see sometimes in Lisbon, in Portugal. So we are working diligently to work out this new legislation. Unfortunately, it hasn't been ratified, and we hope it will be approved and ratified in due course. Well, the interpreter cannot hear the speaker. We're waiting for Ms. Leila for her to be back online. Now we are going to start our Q&A session. We have received some questions from our guests. One of them is from the TCN part, which is the Honest Medical, and they have a question for our guests online. So please do ask the question. Representative from the Honest Medical of Zhuhai. Hello, could you give a self-introduction of yourself and ask your question, please? Thank you, moderator. I'm a representative from the Honest Medical. My name is Luo Ying. I'm very happy to be here for the sharing, and it helps me understand the situations of TCM in various countries. My question is for Feshbala, Ms. Feshbala, which is how do you evaluate TCM efficacy and safety? And the second question is how do you take advantage of TCM in the context of your own country's environment? Thanks for Ms. Luo Ying. Very professional questions. So may we ask Dr. Felispela Gaspar, the advisor to the Minister of Health of Mozambique. Thank you for your question. In terms of evaluating TCM's efficacy, we see good results, good improvement in patients. Once they receive a treatment such as acupuncture, after a while, and they see improvements in themselves. And the recovery is quite apparent. For example, chronic pain, chronic insomnia patients, after receiving TCM treatment, their symptoms were improved. And they wanted to continue to receive TCM treatment. Therefore, patients become more and more interested in coming to outpatient services of TCM, and the demand has been increasing. And we're not actively promoting TCM. It's the other way around. Patients visit these clinics through word of mouth. And that's been working quite well. And they tell each other how effective TCM treatments are. And this is something that carried out through word of mouth. In Mozambique, how do we use TCM even better? Well, I think we should heighten the professional competency of medical teams who practice TCM, and we obviously need funding for that as well. And thirdly, in health centers in Mozambique, we visited health centers in mainland China, as well as in Macau And once we receive support from them, I think TCM will be even better utilized in Mozambique. And some of our practitioners are not properly trained, and we receive professional support from China once we started collaborating with the GM-TCM part, which contributed to improvements in this sector in Mozambique. In our country, there were very few professional practitioners, TCM practitioners, and many capitals, over a dozen of capitals, all need professional practitioners of TCM. And in rural areas, in other provinces, there's a lack of properly trained TCM practitioners. And we need local TCM professionals to provide this. In turn, requires proper training, and so that they can provide services to the people. If I answered your question. Well, thank you very much, Bella, for your response. And I think the responses are quite good. I hope they answered your question. And we would like to invite Ms. Laila Posha of Cape Verde.
Sorry for the technical problem that just happened. Network disconnection happens often over here. It's okay, please continue. So right now, I'm using my phone to join this session using my own cellular data, and I would like to see, and I really hope that everything goes well for the connection. So right now, we don't have a place to sell TCM products. So my dream is to have a place to sell TCM products, for example, hospitals. Just like any other drugs and pharmaceuticals. In my previous training, as well as in assuming that there is no new regulations issued by the government, we can't make any improvement for that. But what I would like to see is that our medical staff have received professional trainings by the regulation issued in the future. So we have trained some people in islands, in Praia. Our central hospitals already has the TCM clinic, but what we need is the TCM products. What we are using now is the products we left from the previous training. And right now we have a local enterprise responsible for the import of medical equipment used in hospitals. While doing the equipment import, a pile of licenses are required. For example, they need to be verified, and on the package, on the boxes, labeling is necessary. These are the requirements. So I would like to see progress in our country in terms of TCM product import as well as its selling. So because of the technical problem, I have to continue using my phone. But I will not continue for a very long time. I was going to share some pictures to you, and sorry, I couldn't do that now. So right now, the trainings I've done mostly focus on clinics as well as inpatient. Sorry, because the time is very limited. So we definitely will share your PowerPoint later with everyone participating in this event, and I will later send you a new PowerPoint for sharing. So lastly, I would like to thank for your invitation. I may leave more time for the Q&A session, and any company that is interested, please feel free to ask questions. Thank you very much for your long-term support. Thank you for your support on behalf of the Ministry of Health of Pittsburgh. Thank you, Vela Hossa, for your sharing. And in the future, we will share your PowerPoint to all of the participants after the forum. So let's come back to the Q&A session. We have received a question for the Thai representative, Ms. Anjali. The question is as follows. According to the new law, if the TCM preparation wants to register in Thailand, will it be more convenient for it's recorded in China Pharmacopedia? And does it need clinical tests as well? And is there any forbidden list for new law to regulate herbal products in Thailand? Please provide your answer.
Or clinical trial data, the information in those documents is enough to substantiate for health claim. The dose and everything, you can use the information from pharmacopoeia. However, I might add that previously with the old act, you cannot put every indication stated in the pharmacopoeia in the TCM products, because the situation in Thailand is that we don't have the TCM doctor or TCM pharmacist to provide information on how to use the medicine. So we use only indication that is kind of safe and useful for lay people in Thailand. But for some indication that needs TCM doctor to diagnose and they need the expertise from doctor, it's not allowed for indication. However, with this new act, the law change. So you can make such indication, but the product will be sold for the healthcare professional only, mean for TCM doctors or it should be used in the hospital where there are TCM doctors. So that indication can be made, but the place to sell the product is clear to be in the health service facilities. Regarding are there any forbidden herbs, Chinese herbs? I would say that there are some raw material, TCM raw material that are not allowed to be imported into Thailand. For example, it's ma huang ifida, maybe because they're afraid that it would be used to isolate the compound. It's kind of now tightly regulated. And there are some herbal medicines that we have the information that if it is toxic, then the product that contain that herbs should have a warning on the package or label. For example, the Polygonum multiforum, the law require that it should have warning on the package that it should not be taken for longer than 30 days or cannot be used in patient with a hepatic disorder, things like that. Mm-hmm.
Thank you again, Miss Anjali. 再次感
Thank you, Ms. Anjali, for answering the question. So this question is a 100 million question actually, but the answer itself is also very valuable. I believe that the answer and the question provide many information for the participant and bring more insight as well as a great understanding of the future development of the TCM in Thailand as well as the Thai regulations on TCM. So many thanks to the questions and the answers. We still have several questions unsolved, but because the time is limited, so we will save that to the end of the forum. So that's a question raised by Renheng Company. We would raise the question now, but we won't ask the speaker to answer it right now. So our question for Ms. Palaspella is that, based on your understanding of TCM, so what kind of public health problems or disease do you think TCM techniques and medicines can provide great help in your country? So we are looking forward to discuss that question with Ms. Palaspella after the event. And we also ask for the understanding of the question raised. And we have to proceed to the next session now. Thank you for all of the guests. Thank you for your questions and answers. And we would resume the Q&A session later. For the second session, we would invite some of the representatives of Macau enterprises to show their TCM service trade cooperation. So first of all, welcome Mr. Lin Penghui, CEO of Macau Kenzapon TCM Pharmacy Company Limited, to talk about their promotion and internationalization experiences. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. Let me share my PowerPoint first. Just one moment. Can you see my screen now? Yes, we can. So I will briefly introduce the Kenzapon to you at the very beginning. So the market in Macau is regarded as the overseas market of the Kenzapon, although we are definitely in the same country. So at the very beginning, people do not know a lot about Kenzapon. because the character is not very easy to be recognized. So from the very beginning, we are starting at a very small scale. To all of the promotion and expansion, we have gained populations around the world. So I would share with you our experiences along the way. First of all, the introduction of Kenzapon. Kenzapon is the national Class A protected Chinese medicine, and the prescription and its preparation technology are protected by China, by our national authorities. It is also the national intangible cultural heritage. We have the brand value of 34.946 billion yuan, ranking the second in the China time-honored brands. It also ranked the first for clearing heat and detoxification. And this year, Kenzapon ranked the first in the Hunan brand list among all of the pharmaceutical companies. And we have ranked 9th of the listed pharmaceuticals with great recognition from our customers.
Mr. Lin, you can share your entire screen of your PowerPoint presentation, please. Well, Kenzapon is regarded as a Chinese brand on the Belt and Road Initiative route, and it is being ranked #1 in TCM exports. Wherever you have overseas Chinese, you can find Kenzapon pills. In the Qing Dynasty, many overseas Chinese started settling in Southeast Asia, and they brought Kenzapon to these countries, and it has been showed quite effective among Chinese population as well as the local populations. So this is why we say wherever there's Chinese population, you will find Kenzapon. And in those days, Chinese moving to Southeast Asia, they would bring Kenzapon pills, and they would bring Mazu goddess statues to bless them. So this is something that's quite well known amongst overseas Chinese. And now let's talk about Macau and Kenzapon. Kenzapon was originated in Zhangzhou in Fujian Province, and it became an international brand. And when Macau was becoming trading port, and during the end of Ming Dynasty. Well, Mr. Lin, could you talk more about the product itself? In the early days, and we have worked with associations in Macau to promote Kenzapon, and we carried out tasting sessions across Macau for the general public to understand this medicine, and we also contributed to charities in Macau, and we also participated in new media competitions to promote the medicine Kenzapon amongst young people, so that they understand the culture of Kenzapon. And over the years, once we set our foot in Macau, we started working with University of Macau and Macau University of Science and Technology. Together, we expanded our overseas markets, working with ambassadors, consulates in Macau, so that they will help us promote the product. In the beginning, it was medicine, but now we are expanding our product lines to cosmetic products and other food supplementary as well. And we also carried out efficacy research to showcase the efficacy of Kenzapon. So we started from the culture of Kenzapon in Macau, and in the future, we would like to see not only Macau but also overseas to have new collaborations in terms of the efficacy, safety. We would like to see more laboratory studies in Macau, and in the future we will work together and we can develop more products. And we also trying to take advantage of the new legislation on TCM activities and TCM registration legislation. And we would like to apply for Macau registration. And we'll also work with international partners. For example, in Mozambique, we registered our products together with the GM-TCM Park. And we also would like to see more collaboration in the deep cooperation zone in Hengqin Island. And we would like to see product lines eventually to be set up in Hengqin Island, not only in Zhangzhou in Hunan Province. And we would like to take advantage of the Macau market, and we'd like to use that the base to expand our markets overseas. And perhaps we can manufacture certain products overseas and sell them back into mainland China. And at present, we have built a museum, Kenzapon Museum, where the brand culture, the products of Kenzapon are showcased to the general public. And this is an immersive experience for visitors to understand, to appreciate the Kenzapon culture and its product lines. And I think we would like to take advantage of Macau's position as TCM development platform, and also as the Center for Tourism and Leisure. We would like to promote Kenzapon brand and carry out more communications with people around the world. And we think TCM is important, which means we still have much room for improvement in terms of internationalization of TCM. In the beginning, Kenzapon was a folk medicine. It was not really exported officially by the government or anything like that. It was the overseas Chinese who view trust in TCM products such as Kenzapon, and the products were promoted and sold in overseas markets. On overseas market, there's a sales of 300 million RMB sales per year. And we would like to see more products to be developed and sold through the GM-TCM Park and through various platforms provided by Macau and other parts of China to sell our products overseas. So we would like to see the future direction of our collaboration. And we can also would like to see evaluation system to evaluate TCM ingredients, and would like to see a platform that will be recognized by other countries, so that imports and exports of medicinal products will be promoted. And Macau can play a very important role in this effort. And we also would like to see take advantage of Macau as Macau being a free port and Macau's traditional ties with Europe, so that our products will be promoted into places such as Europe. Well, Mr. Lin, I'm so sorry, but in the interest of time, this is all the time you got. And if you have further information, you can talk about it after the session with the participants. Thank you. Well, thank you, Mr. Lin, for your introduction. The Kenzapon pharmacy is like a museum, and many of us are looking forward to paying a visit to your new store in Hanqing and Macau. And I think many people online and offline are interested in your lines of products. Our next speaker is Ms. Luo Ying of the Zhuhai Honest Medical Technology to give a talk. And once again, thank you, Mr. Lin, for your sharing. Hello, everyone. My name is Luo Ying, and my question is, can you see my PowerPoint presentation? Yes, we can see it. I'm very pleased to be here at the 2021 TCM Products Business Matching session. And I have learned a great deal and a lot of the information provided in this session. I haven't got much time, but I'm going to talk about today's talk. This is the first time for us to take part in this kind of occasion. Let me talk about the group first. The overall information of the group, and I would secondly talk about our business, give you an overview of our business. And thirdly, I would like to talk about our vision. Our group was founded by a Macau person. He took part in the medical sector as early as in 1988. And then he expanded his business beyond Macau to Thailand, Australia. And our group is the mainstay company in the endoscopy industry. And we integrate research and industry in our group. And I'm going to talk about this model, this development model. First of all, as you can see on this slide, these are the three main aspects of our business, and also there's an aspect of our overseas business. First of all, we have a big health section. We have several brands under this, and we have a website dedicated to this aspect of our business. We also registered a Tmall flagship store, and we signed agreements with our counterparts in Macau Well, once again, Ms. Law, could you please focus on your business, your global business? Maybe you can cut your domestic business a little bit in your talk. And we also have a oral product line, which is imported from Thailand. This is a cosmetic product line, which is developed by TCN Park and the Southern Medical University. And these are some of the research results. For example, we have high molecular skin penetration product, which utilizes TCM ingredients. Secondly, in terms of oral ulcer, we have a product, gel product, aiming to treat that. We also have nitrogen oxide sustained release spray, anal spray, which treats ED. And this is going to replace certain orally
Sorry, my screen is frozen. One moment. The second sector is about our Bohua Medical. And Bohua Medical focus on precision medicine. It combines the R&D as well as manufacture of in vitro agents as well as the testing. Right now, the nucleic acid testing is still needed in China's mainland. So as the only third-party testing agency for the nucleic acid, we have received a license since 2020, and we have over 60,000 of testing every day. We are still procuring more devices to expand our lab. The third sector is the intervention medical equipment. So we have 30,000 areas of the manufacturer in Jingwan. In this sector, we also focus a lot on the cooperation between universities and the industry. We right now have 17 registration and also sell these products to many overseas regions, including Thailand. So this is a new direction for our future development, and we will share with you those information in those PowerPoint after the event. And the last part I'd like to talk about is our business in Thailand. In 2015, we have established the Asia Business Department with the headquarters in Thailand and opened a branch in Ceylon. In 2020, we started to construct our factory in Thailand. So we are the first company to introduce the training program and teach those techniques step by step. We also have held a lot of forums and exchange activities. So let me talk about our visions. In 2019, we have removed our headquarters into the Guangdong, Macau TCM Park. After the establishment of the in-depth cooperation zone, we have more new opportunities for better development. So I think we will definitely hold our theory of what we have held for a very long time to further optimize the COVID-19 testing and to serve more people's needs. And will further promote the translation of academic results. So welcome to share with us your academic achievement so we can build a better future. We will be really happy to see the translation of academic results into the practical usage to build a better lives and higher quality life for the people. So because the time is limited, so I didn't share with you too much information. And I will share with you my PowerPoint so you can know more about our different sectors. Thank you, Ms. Luo, and thank you for the sharing about Honest Medical China. I believe after the event, we can have more in-depth discussion, and in the Q&A session, we can talk more about that. So now let's welcome Ms. Li Anqi from Hunan Health Technology Group, as well as Yongjiang Pharmaceutical Factory Company Limited. You can start now. Yes, we can hear you. You can start. Ms. Lee, please go ahead. You can start now. Have you turned on your microphone? Please start your sharing. Can you hear me? Yes, I can. Maybe you can prepare for that first and we will proceed to the next session. We will come back to you later. Actually, I have prepared well. I can start, okay? So today, one moment. Hello, Ms. Lee. So in terms of Hunan Health, in 2016, it was established under the leadership of Academician Yang Baofeng of the China Academy of Engineering, focusing on R&D, industrial investment, as well as industrial healthcare. We have cooperated the resources at home and abroad to enter the high-quality massive health industry. And we started from the Greater Bay Area to go overseas. We have 2 innovative drugs patents, the HYD-PEP06, the chemical innovative drugs, and the FTZ, the TCM innovative drug. So the HYD-PEP06 can target on different symptoms and have the ability to cure tumors as a compound. In terms of the FTZ, it can cure the patients with hyperlipemia, high pressure, and diabetes. So the factory was established in 2002. It has a long history of over 2 decades in Macau. Yongjiang manufacturer have different dosage types, including pills, capsules, and granules. It has around 100 drugs for cancer, cardiovascular, diabetes, hyperlipidemia, etc. Right now, 5 types of the drugs are very suitable for exporting to Brazilian market. For example, this product is for curing the rhinitis. And you see the package of that product is shown in the center of the slide. Its main efficacy is to clear the lung and to reduce the wind. It is very suitable for respiratory symptoms, including a nasal discharge and obstruction, headache, rhinitis, as well as nasal sinusitis. Including the chronic rhinitis, as well as some allergic rhinitis. These symptoms can be cured by our product, and in 2016, our retail volume has reached, actually in 2020, the revenue was around 8.7 million RMB. So we also have other products, including some different ingredients to release the heat inside the bodies and anti-inflammation and relieve the pain. And 7 flavor Potassium can also reduce coughing. In 2020, in 2010 actually, in the primary care brochure, it was mentioned that for chronic respiratory diseases, include the upper and lower respiratory systems. And this problem is one of the biggest health problems around the world. Every country around the world, there are over 100 million patients with these syndromes. And among them, 500 million are living in developing countries. Right now, the incidence rate of chronic respiratory system disease is increasing, becoming a problem for the public health around the world, affecting around 20 to 25% of population around the world. Although the symptoms are not very severe, it is one of the 10 most commonly seen symptoms in the primary care visit. According to the report in Brazil about allergy and asthma, we can see over 20% of the patients were youngsters. Brazil is one of the top countries with the most or the biggest population of asthma and arthritis. This symptom affected around 300 million population around the world.
Also, these patients also have rhinitis symptoms, and it is also very prevalent in children. Asthma is very prevalent in children, which means the incidence rate is going to increase in coming years. Let's look at our product lines. We have different product lines, as I said. For example, we have anti-inflammatory pills. We have tumor medications and pediatric medications as well, and also orthopedic products in our product lines. One of our most popular product lines is on the right-hand side, these products, for example, capsules, which relieves tumors in the body. And this is a very important, indispensable product in our product lines. We have sold over 2 million of these products. In 2020, we have sold 12 million of these products around the world. We also have cardiovascular products, and as you can see on the screen, this is cardiovascular products, which sold 50 million. And the main indications is improving, alleviating cardiovascular symptoms and associated diseases. In 2020, we have seen a very good sales in this product. We believe that there are over-the-counter products also quite important to us. In 2019, sales of these products amounted to $2.9 billion. And this product it is called capsule to treat cervical problems, cervical conditions, and they also recorded very good sales with this product. And these products were developed by us. We also have some gynecological and pediatric medications in our product lines as well. Thank you for your introduction, and I'm sorry, every company only has a very limited time, and we're going to proceed with our session, and we welcome you to continue to exchange your ideas in the Q&A session. And next, we have a number of excellent mainland Chinese companies, and they are going to provide you with online, on the cloud presentations. And first one is Shijiazhuang Yiling Pharmaceutical Company Limited. Lianhua Qingyun capsules are sold in over
'Yiling has set a very good model of integrating TCM and Western medicines. It is a significant theoretical innovation and can solve very critical clinical problems. We have worked with the authoritative P3 lab to conduct a newest examination, and we found that the efficacy of the Lianhua essential oil has anti-activity effect on the COVID-19 virus, and the percentage is 99.8%. Lianhua products are not only for elders, but also for the daily protection of young people. They are very useful for daily health care. We believe that in 3 or 5 years, the Lianhua brand will become the top global respiratory health products brand. We can be the #1 around the world. Thank you for your visit, and now let's welcome Mr. Gao Yanchang, the International Trade of the Shijiazhuang Yiling Pharmaceutical.
Thank you, moderator. Can you hear me? Many thanks to all of you. I'm very honored to be here to give you some sharing. We started our relations in 2018 with the GM TCM Park. It's been 3 years. We have been working together in not only Portuguese-speaking countries. In 2010, they helped us register our products in Mozambique. And last year, at the start of the COVID pandemic, we exported 200,000 boxes of Liuhuaqing to Mozambique. And later on, we exported our products to Angola and Brazil. And Yiling Pharmaceuticals have registered in over 30 countries with our Liuhuaqing products. We still have 40 more countries on the line. And we would also like to take advantage of the GM TCM Park to provide more service sales and trade sales. And we would like to see more good services from the GM TCM Park. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Gao. And our collaboration with Yiling Pharmaceuticals started in 2018. It has been a smooth sail, and we hope to continue to work with Yiling Pharmaceuticals. And Yiling is one of the first companies that started registering TCM products around the world. It has gained quite a lot of experience, and we have in-depth collaborations with Yiling Pharmaceuticals, and we would like to share these experiences with other companies. Once again, thank you, Mr. Gao. Next, we are going to Hunan Province to understand the Jiuzhitang pharmaceutical in Hunan Province. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Jiuzhitang demonstration workshop. As a company with 300 years of history, Jiuzhitang refers to the development concept of intelligence, environmental protection, energy saving, and realizes the intelligent transformation of TCM products into the TCM extraction, and also automatic concentration process and the online monitoring of the key control points in the product process. We're now at the pilot manufacturing workshop of Jiuzhitang, which has approved in 2016, became one of the first batch of approved intelligent manufacturing bases, and has passed the special acceptance of new mode of intelligent manufacturing integrated application and conducted by the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology of the People's Republic of China. Launching of the linkage production system, in which introduced microwave drying, replenishing robots, and the automatic continuing machines effectively improve the production efficiency, the procured authentic medical materials, processed, extracted, and sterilized powders obtained after processing, which will start its production process of concentrated pellet preparation. The mixing process uses the planetary bottom discharging mixer, which mixes and stirs the sterilized powder and extracts it evenly, discharges the material from the bottom, and delivers it to the refining process through a flat converter. The medical refining process is a process that utilizes medicine materials by spiral excursions through the extraction through the equipment. In the pellet rolling process, the high-speed pellet rubbing machine processes the material into the pellets of a specialized size, and the pellet is ready for use. The pellet surface is very effective, and in the pellet screening process, the diameter of the pellet is controlled by screening out of the larger and smaller pellets. Only qualified pellets can enter into the drying process. The intelligent continuous drying technology adopts a 5-layer microwave drying unit. The upper 3 layers to dry, the lower 2 layers to cool. The drying time is shortened from 48 hours in the traditional oven to the current 40 minutes, which greatly improves the production efficiency. Microwave drying solves the production safety problems in the environment of high temperature, as you can see, starting with the mixing of the material and ending with the drying of the basic pellet. The whole line adopts conveyor belt and the gravity transportation, and the whole process does not require manual materials. All operations are automatic, which reduces the pollution and improves the uniformity of the drug quality. The dried products are ready to be transported. And the polishing process, the materials are divided into standard and different process. This process is the core technical process of our company. It is the best control plan for the polishing process after decades of experience accumulation. Due to accurate control of the polishing process, the transplant bottles can be confidently used in certain products for the packaging process. So the customers can see this. Pellet selection is the last process before the pellets processing packaging process using centrifugal forces. The irregular pellets are centrifugated.
浓缩完的包装呢，由补料机器人、自动数粒机、贴标机、装盒机、自动装箱机等设备完成，全过程实现了无人操作。
Automatic cartoning machines and other equipment. The whole process has basically realized unmanned operation, and the packaging speed has increased from 60 bottles per minute to 300 bottles per minute. The bottle unscrambler machine makes use the engineer of the equipment to straighten out the messy bottles into the hole. Working here, but also recognizes this will automatically remove the hidden quality hazards after being capped and sealed the fragments to eliminate during outsourcing process. The labeling machine adopts dual heated process. It does not need to stop and change. It captures the information of each step, compares it with the standard automatically, and eliminates unqualified pellets. Open the box, you can see the date of manufacturing, the effect, the validity, as well as the it is only required to manually stack the products, and each 5 boxes are wrapped into one stack, and the carton is actually transported. This is the intelligent manufacturing demonstration factory. And this is the standardization, digitalization, combined into one, which solves the problem of how to ensure the stability and uniformity of our products, to ensure the quality and ensure the product safety and efficacy. The central old Zhuzhou town is working hard to meet a bright future. Thank you very much. May we invite the secretary to the board of Jiuzhi Town of Hunan to deliver a presentation. Thank you. I'm the secretary to the board of directors of Jiuzhi Town, and I would like to thank the invitation to give the opportunity to talk about our products exporting to Brazil. As you can see, the concentrate pills are manufactured in the intelligent manufacturing process, and you can see the good quality of the products. And I'm going to talk about Jiuzhi Town company exports to Brazil. First, let's talk about the company first. Jiuzhi Town is a company that dated back into the 1700s, has been around for 371 years. Over the past 400 years, we are proud to provide best of quality products. And we have a great reputation. And Jiuzhi Town is also a listed company in the Asia market. In September 2006, Jiuzhi Town has been recognized as a traditional Chinese brand by the Commerce Department of China. Mr. Han, I'm sorry, because we have quite limited time. Please just cut some of the background information, maybe just focus on the international collaboration. Well noted, thank you. Our products, as I said, we are leading in the concentrated pills manufacturing in China. Our products have a competitive edge in market, and we are quite confident in our concentrated pills. And we're one of the first companies that use transparent packaging in the market. And you can see on the screen some of our real products. And in May this year, at the GMTCM Park, we have matching with Brazilian market. After matching, several products actually meet the needs of a Brazilian market, and we initiated the exporting process to Brazil. And as we heard from our Brazilian friend, that Brazilian has a big population, and they all have good acceptance of TCM. And with the help of GMTCM, we understand the registration process in Brazil and how the products can be sold in Brazil. And we have a selection of products that have been listed in Brazil, namely 5 concentrated pills, including 六味地黄 pills, 菊地黄 pills, and also we have 2 product lines of small honey pills. With the support of TCM Park and Brazilian partners, we marketed 2 of our products, which received Brazilian approval. Once we received the approval, we started our manufacturing process in our factory.
And together we have designed the package as well as the description of the drugs. So you can see the package on the slide is different. But we are still using a transparent bottle that can showcase the features of our products. And all of the package have been manufactured, and the products as well. So they will be sold into the Brazilian market very soon. I think this is a breakthrough for both the Brazil market and our company. And based on that, we would further focus on Brazil market and provide high quality products that meet the needs of local people. We are also looking forward to expand our products to other regions and countries so as to bring benefits to the peoples around the world. Thank you for your listening. Thank you very much for your sharing. Just like Mr. Han mentioned, in 2021, Zhu Zhitang cooperated with our park to enter the Brazilian market, and many products have received record billing. And the Guifu Diwan and Fuzhou Huiqi pill are among the first batch of TCM products getting the licenses in Brazilian markets, and we look forward for more achievements in the future. Thank you, Mr. Han, and thank you, Zhu Zhitang, for your support. So now let's travel together to Fujian and take a visit of that Shuixian pharmaceutical company. So the ancient Zhangzhou is an important town, and Shuixian Pharmaceutical was established here, becoming a very important company combining R&D, manufacturing, and sales. We have a very reasonable talent heritage allocation of resources And also led by a very forward-seeing management teams, we are doing many upgradations to improve our quality and professionalism. The factory and equipment have followed the standards of GMP strictly. We also introduced an advanced manufacturing and production line in China and to improve the QC system and strictly control the product's quality. Our subsidiary, Zhangzhou Wuji Pharmaceutical, is a company focused on pharmaceutical manufacturing, and we have many signature products independently developed by them, including the Nakusha brands, covering high-quality products such as Fengyujin, Wujigao, Boron Cream, Benidorm, compound, ointment, and many other creams. And this Fengyujin product have ranked first for many years. During the military parade ceremony of the 70th anniversary of the Chinese anti-Japanese war, these products has become listed and witnessed by the people. At this great and sacred moment, and Tcn Pharmaceutical also cooperated with chain pharmaceutical companies across the country, and at the same time would provide many development for the pharmaceutical companies in China. And Tcn Pharmaceutical have also been awarded as the best credit enterprise in Hunan Province because of its corporate contributions, as well as the most trusty enterprises in terms of contracts. So Tcn is a very beautiful flower that would attract the attention from all around the world. And also, I believe the company will write an even more splendid chapter for China drugs industry. Thank you for your listen. And now let's welcome Mr. Hong Chaojing from the Zhangzhou Tcn Pharmaceutical. Welcome, Deputy Chief Engineer. Distinguished guests, hello everyone. Thank you for watching our clip. Our pharmaceutical company has a history of over 6 decades. We are a state-owned company. We have Wuji Pharmaceutical and Tcn Pharmaceutical as our subsidiaries. We have Fengyujin, Wujigao, Inpening Ointment, Wangshanbai, oral dosage, etc. Our theory is to focus more on prevention of diseases and focus a lot on high quality. The efforts of several generations, our great reputation have become our solid foundation. In 2014, our brand has been rewarded as the famous brand in China. All of our products have received the GMP certificate. In terms of the standard management of our company, we constantly improve and increase our internal management standards. And we have internal control standards even stricter than the national standards. We have participated in the standard and criteria development of our country, but for ourselves, we adopt even stricter ones. Our strict standards and high quality have gained us reputation. We're not only the #1 brand in China, but also expand to Mozambique and Kenya. The successful export has gained us the prizes of foreigners. During manufacturing and operation, we strictly follow the standards. when we are pursuing high quality, we never give up. In the future, we would continue to innovate for higher quality, providing great products to consumers, fulfilling our mission. We sincerely invite you to join our team and build a splendid future. Thank you. Thank you very much. So the products of Tcn Pharmaceutical have a very wide application scope and it enjoyed reputation around the whole world. In 2010, it started to cooperate with our park and entered the market of Mozambique. And today we also have dealers from Mozambique. So in the Q&A session, you can have a deeper discussion. So I look forward for deeper cooperation in market and promotion so as to bring your products to more markets. Thank you again. So next, let's go to Gansu, Lanzhou to see the Mekong pharmaceutical. This pharmaceutical company focusing on the TCM production and the plant extractions, etc.
The company sells different forms of medication, pills, capsules, etc. We sell products to the UK, the US, Canada, Australia, Japan, and Malaysia, among others. Singapore, Thailand, Brazil, the Czech Republic, Russia, etc. The company's subsidiary, Lanzhou Taibao Pharmaceutical Company, manufactures natural herbal medications. The manufacturing workshop actually is composed of various processes, including packaging, equipment powering, etc. The production line utilizes a number of automatic pill production machines, packaging machines, compressing machines. Our quality assurance system has been certified by the National Medicine Administration and the GMP of the USA, and the Australian certifications, as well as the GMP certification of Japan's Health Ministry of Health. Moreover, we are equipped with machines made by Waters of the United States, and also spectrum machines made in the US, and also fluorescent machines. These state-of-art equipment ensures high quality standards of our products. We have also established GAP plantation bases. The Tanglong concentrate pills, tablets, and capsules are made of herbs grown in GMP approved fields. Take advantage of modern technology. We make these medications with high quality raw materials. The company owns a number of four approvals.
33 estão listados no catálogo de medicamentos básicos da China e 46 estão listados no catálogo de medicamentos básicos da província de Gansu. A empresa segue o conceito de cooperação baseada na integridade para benefícios recíprocos e trabalho.
Province product list, and together we are building the healthy future of mankind. Well, thank you. Now we invite Mr. He Yu of the Melco Pharmaceutical from Gansu Province. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Well, first of all, I would like to thank you all for watching the short video, which was just presented. And I see you must have understood the basics of the company, and there are several advantages of the company I would like to summarize here. Melco company exports Chinese medicine preparations. We have several advantages, namely, we have a high starting point, and we have very high level of internationalization. And we established in 1989, which was considered as the TCM export base in China, one of the important bases in China. It has received regulatory bodies in China, as well as in Australia, Japan, and the US. And this was also presented in the video. We have the Tanglong brand, which has been registered in over 40 countries around the world. And we have concentrated pills. As you can see, these packages actually recognized by patent offices in mainland China and Macau. We received patents for these products. These are quite heavy, concentrated pills. They are quite easy to use, and they last longer as well. These pills, these packages are quite unique around the world. We have the patent again. We have sold our products in all continents. In South America, we sold products to Brazil, Ecuador, Peru. And this product is sold in Peru, and this is sold in Brazil, and this is sold in Ecuador, and this is sold in Australia. There's many of them. I'm not going to show all of them to you. This is just a brief introduction. At present, we work with the TCM Park on 4 products which are exported to Brazil. And by the end of this month, these products will be ready to ship. So this is our one advantage. Secondly, we have many formats, many forms of medication, over 300. We have pills, tablets, capsules, granules, and powder. They all pass the GMP of China, the national GMP of China. This is another advantage. We have more forms of medication. And we have a long history. This is the third advantage. We're very professionalized and specialized. And this company was a specialized exporting company with 40 years of history. We have high standards for our products, and we are very experienced in custom clearance and exporting procedures. And we export to the US and Canada. The customers there actually, some of the importers of those countries have been importing our products for 3 generations. And this is a long time, really. This is another advantage of our company. And lastly, I would like to thank the GMTCM Park for providing such an excellent platform for exchanging ideas. And also I'm looking forward to establishing more collaboration and ties with partners around the world. And I can provide you with more details by email later, if you will. This is all my talk. Thank you so much, Mr. Go. And I think your company is has a really impressive track record, and your products have been sold to so many countries. And 2021, we developed the water-based pills and honey-based pills for the Brazilian market. And we hope your products will be very successful in the South American market. Thank you very much for your sharing. And next, may we invite Kanjo Ray of Hunan Province. Yujian Wei is going to talk about their product. Can you hear me? Let me share my screen with you. Hello, everyone. Once again, thank you for providing this platform. I'll just take a couple of minutes to talk about the company. Our company is called Kanjo Ray. It is located in the AI Industry Park in Hunan Province. It's a company that combines R&D, sales, and services. We have a very powerful R&D team, and we have state-of-art equipment and first-rate processes and first-class talents as well. We focus on the high-quality precision equipment development and research. The company covers over 7,000 square meters, 30,000 square meters of which are purified workshops and microbiology laboratories. And we have a total of 14 certificates of the level 1 medical equipment and 15 certificates for class 2 medical equipment. And we receive GMP ISO from various countries around the world. For example, the FDA in the US, Europe, in the European Union. Now let's look at the product environment, production environment. These are our quality pledges. We follow highest standard of craftsmanship, and we have a very high standard of production lines. And these are pictures of workers in the workshops, and you can see the automation there. And this is the packaging line, and this is the sterilization workshops, and this is our laboratory. Left one is the physical lab, and right one is chemical lab. And this is ISO certificate for quality management. And this is a certificate from CE. This is the FDA certificate. And next, let's talk about our products in 4 aspects. Let's talk about acupuncture, moxibustion, and other products. Now you can see the acupuncture needles. This is our mainstay products. This is copper needle. And there are 3 features. We use copper to make the coil. And the coil is very condensed, and the user experience is good. And also it's made of copper. It's very aesthetically pleasing, and also it's very smooth, which means using this needle, the patient's experience is painless. And this is our flat needles. This is plastic handle needles, and these are the plastic tube needles for acupuncture. And this is intradermal needle, and this is another our star of our products. It's ear needle, And this needle was adopted by the US Air Force in the 70s. And these are skin needles, intradermal needles, and these are the other types of needles. This is needles with trokers, and these are the acupoint attachments, and these are the cupping equipment made of glass and made of bamboo. And these are the moxification products. And this is a simplified moxification equipment. And these products are for cosmetic purposes. These needles are for wrinkles, etc. And we have a full support post sales. And all in all, we are a trustworthy company. Our products are trustworthy, and I look forward to building relationship between us. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ye from Kangju Ray Company. And we believe many of your products might be of interest to some of our participants, many of our participants online. And once again, thank you. And also, we would like to thank Mr. Gao and Mr. Han of Juzhitang and Mr. Han of Melco for your excellent sharing. And we have a line of representative from the industry overseas and the distributors. And first of which is Mr. Gomes of Portugal. Good evening, everyone. Experts.
For the guests attending today's event, good evening and good morning to all of you. I would share with you my presentation, my slide. Can you see my screen? Yes. Continue now. First of all, I'd like to thank the industrial park inviting me to introduce my Center of Acupuncture in Portugal, as well as the TCM in Portugal. My clinic is called Yidao Center of Acupuncture, established in 2010. It has great technical conditions to implement ancient therapies, for example, acupuncture, Chinese massage tuina, etc. More and more Portuguese people are convinced about these therapies. We have a sophisticated expert team to provide evidence for the achievements. And we are also the best TCM clinics in Portugal, combining local culture and customs together with the theory of TCM. Our team is committed to the health benefits for patients within taking into consideration of patients' specific limitations, surrounding environment, cultures, and especially their goals and visions. In our work, our staff work to take care of every single patient to make sure that every patient is integral person in whole. So they have to be taken good care of, not only physically, but also mentally. Around 1 year ago, based on the non-conventional therapy regulations and laws, We renovated the clinic in 2013, based on the 2013 regulations. So let me introduce the internal structure of Yidao. Can you hear me? Can you hear the music of my PowerPoint? So in the Yidao Center of Acupuncture, carried out traditional TCM diagnosis, including tongue diagnosis. We also tried very hard to cater to the modern mindset and Western people's mindset to provide more quantitative diagnosis. For example, we have used an equipment and device to test the bioenergy of each meridian and collateral. And we would generate a chart to show which meridian and collateral doesn't have enough energy. Sorry? So we would explain to the patient about this energy diagnosis and what changes should they do in their lifestyles, what kind of diet therapy should they adopt. In our clinic, we carried out moxibustion, electroacupuncture, laser therapy, etc. The laser acupuncture instrument is very useful in Western countries because people are very afraid of needles, especially the kids, or for the sensitive parts of adults, like the joints of hand and foot. We also provide services of massage twinner and cupping therapy. And change the pressure implied on the patient based on their individual situations. For different patients with different health problems, and when we are doing that for different parts of the body, we also customize our therapy. In terms of dietary therapy, we would also, based on the energy of food, to customize a recipe and herbal prescription for every single patient. We would explain to the patients how to include some of the herbs from China or European countries in their daily drinks or food. And we will also provide some classic recipe from China, around which the recipes can be bought online or from herb stores and pharmacies. And the mostly carried out therapy is acupuncture. And the incidents applied to that are ranked as the following: osteoarthritis, back pains, and inflammation. We would use acupuncture, electroacupuncture, and infrared therapy. Sometimes we'll also use the essential oil from China's plants to do the massage. And the second incident is about anxiety, pressure, depression, insomnia, as well as headache. We adopt acupuncture, massage, and herbal treatment from China and European for that. And the third types of incidents are gastrointestinal problems, including the inflammation in stomach, bad ingestion, nausea, and vomiting. And the fourth incident is about keeping the body slim. We will use the 10-centimeter needle to do the electric acupuncture on those parts. and combined with the auricular acupuncture on the ears, control anxieties and their appetite for food. We would also recommend the patients to eat more proteins and vegetables, and would also recommend herbs for the detoxification and helping the normal function of intestinal functions. And the fifth incidence type are the respiratory, including some of the problems left from getting COVID-19. And the sixth type of incidence is about quitting smoking. So the patients they would like to receive the natural technology, including acupuncture, laser acupunctures, and auricular therapies or plant therapies without using chemicals and the side effects that may occur along with that, to avoid antidepressant drugs so as to reduce their usage of nicotine. And in Portugal, TCM is included in the conventional therapy legalized in 2013, including the acupuncture, plant therapy, massage, natural therapy, etc. So under this context, the therapy has become more popular and more Portuguese people started to believe this therapy. All of our working staff have to gain the ACSF professional certificates to conduct the therapy. With that, the Portuguese people will be more confident to use our therapy. In terms of the plant therapy products from China that you can find in Portugal, we have the following. We have around 300 types of herbal agents imported from Germany, Netherlands, and the Britain. Around 300 concentrated granules of plants from China, imported from Germany, Netherlands, and Britain, as well as 120 types of herbal liquid from British and Ireland. And you can find these products from the stores and website or Portuguese or Spanish companies, for example, IIMA, Panda, Soria Natural, etc. In European Union, around 300 dried plants or concentrated granules of TCM are allowed to be used. However, all of the mineral materials as well as animal parts for TCM are forbidden. So where can you buy the TCM products in Portugal, and who can buy those products? Although in Portugal we have the laws about non-conventional therapy, only the therapies dedicated to plant therapy can prescribe these natural products and food supplement. However, there is no regulations to control who can buy TCM or natural products. Whether they have the prescription, they still can buy those herbs. So for a businessman, it is a good news because people can buy the TCM products without any prescription or licensed pharmacist. But for the health, for the wellness of the population, it is not good. If people just buy the herbs and TCM products without any prescription, their health may be affected negatively. Right now, Portugal is a very good market for you to invest in the TCM industry. If you would like to go and invest in Portugal, you just need to register in the DGAV system as food supplement. For the concentrated and extraction pills or capsules, with herbal plants, you need to register as the food supplement. But if they're just teas or other plants, you don't have to register. However, before registration, you have to confirm those components in the European Union. Besides that, the most typical formulas of TCM can be found in the cosmetics and the natural drugs websites. Anyone can buy that. You can also buy them from the herb stores, food supplements, and the herbs. In the past decade, the pharmacies are compulsory to sell some of the generical, causing loss for those pharmacies. So from then on, the store started to focus more on the products with a higher margin, including cosmetics, natural products, as well as food supplement. And lastly, we have signed many agreements, including providing clinical internship for university students, including the Struble Polytech University, as well as the Red Cross Northern High Senior Health University. Before the COVID-19 outbreak in 2019, we have signed the MOU with Southwest Medical Universities affiliated TCM hospital for internship and clinical test. And we have done the coordination and supervision of TCM internship for many years, and the latest one was in 2019.
This year, Ito Clinical Center worked with the affiliated TCM hospital of the Southwestern University. We together signed MOU, and we also had signed agreements between a Chinese party and Portuguese party, and where our aim is to create a remote training platform or center for TCM training. And we would like to see more of this happening in the future. And thank you for listening. And I would like to invite you to visit our center if possible. Well, I've learned a great deal from your talk. The Ito Acupuncture Center shows us how TCM is faring in the European market, and we have high hopes for the European market, and with the help with organizations such as Ito, TCM will be accepted and recognized by more people in Europe. And once again, thank you, Mr. Rual. Our next speaker is our Mozambique partner from Mozambique. She will be talking about the medical market in Mozambique, and she's Sandra. Sandra, the floor is yours. Please unmute yourself, Sandra. Can you all hear me? Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Sandra. Can you all see my PowerPoint presentation? Please proceed. Well, now we can see it. Can you all see it? The PowerPoint presentation, can you all see it? My name is Sandra. I graduated with accounting degree. I started working in Natura in 2014. I left the company and returned to the company in 2018. With respect to though for all of you who do not know much about our company is situated in Port City, which is the capital of Mozambique. We have been in this market for 12 years. We have an office in Maputo. We have offices in Nampula and Baila. In 2020, our sales grew 25%. Year on year, we grew 20%. This growth contributed the further development of the company, but the speed of growth has been slowing down because people in Mozambique do not really appreciate TCM, or they do not have a full understanding of traditional Chinese medicine, and therefore they are reluctant to accept TCM. And at this point, the economy of Mozambique is not doing well, partly because of the COVID-19 pandemic. We feel great economic pressure in our country, and also we have local conflicts in certain northern areas of our country. And therefore, I think the company, against this backdrop, recorded profit, and that alone is quite impressive. But I also believe that in the future, later on, with the effort from company, despite all difficulties such as drug trafficking, corruption that are prevalent in the country, we believe companies such as ours will change the situation. One more thing I would like to point out is competition is real in this sector, and the competition is becoming more fierce. At this point, the TCM market is quite small in Mozambique, but I think it's got great potential in the long run. Last but not least, I think distributing TCM products from China is something we are all interested in Mozambique. We are very much interested in distributing TCM products from China, and we hope that, well, but at this point, TCM products haven't gained a strong foothold in the Mozambique market. And I believe my country has great potential, rich in minerals. We have agriculture, and we have a young population of 30 million people. And it's a market with great potential. 2 weeks ago, we talked about TCM, GMTCM's parks training, and my point is it's big, and I would like to thank you for your listening, and also I would like to wish you good holiday season, and also I thank GMTCM Park for their invitation extended to me, and I like to see our collaboration to continue in the coming years. Thank you. Happy holidays. Thank you. Thank you for your introduction. Thank you so much, Sandra, for your sharing. Your company is one of the first that we started working with as far as overseas distributors are concerned. We hope to have more prosperity in years. Last but not least, our speaker is from JRA in Brazil. Her name is Vasily, and she's going to talk about, give us an introduction on Brazilian medical market and opportunities. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Vasily, represent Tcn, which is in Brazil. Let me talk about the Brazilian market first in terms of TCM products. At this point, Brazil is ranked number 9 in pharmaceutical manufacturing. Elderly population spend quite a lot of money in prescription drugs, medicines, more so than young people. We have over 80,000 private pharmacies in Brazil. We also have homeopathic pharmacies, and we have a population of 200 million, most of which receive their TCM treatment through the SUS, which is the medical system in Brazil. And Tcn is becoming more popular in the medical system of Brazil. In 2015, 350,000 patients received TCM treatment. In 2018, over 2 million people received TCM treatment. And in Brazil, as I said, we have a total of over 8,000 pharmacies and 2,500 of which are located in São Paulo. And about 250 manipulation pharmacies in Brazil work with TCM products. 80% of them in São Paulo, which is the capital, and 5% is in Rio de Janeiro, and 5% is in Belo Horizonte. And the market size is relatively small. So what's the model market, the business model that we have in Brazil? First of all, we start with over 150 pharmacies that already work with TCM products. We also approach 3,500 prescribers we work with, and we work with them, and through over 100 acupuncture schools and universities, we work with them, and we carry out trainings for those who do not understand TCM, especially in São Paulo, the state of São Paulo, which makes up 80% of the total market. And also some of the pharmacies not work with, are interested in distributing TCM products.
We also participate in some community activities to increase the dealers. So you can see that the slide has shown the schools we can acupuncture training. And the dark blue sections in this slide are the states with cooperation with us, no matter they are cities or acupuncture schools. So I'd like to highlight some more things. TCM is increasing really fast in the market of Brazil, year over year. And the ministry in Brazil is looking forward to introduce TCM products into the healthcare system. The best 2 universities in Brazil are also starting to introduce TCM for prescribers. Acupuncture schools are also creating TCM courses to introduce prescription and some theories. So we can see the importance of continuing education for professionals. Right now, we have reached partnership with the Federal Council of Pharmacy and organized some workshops in acupuncture schools, seminars in main hospitals and main cities. And carry out some courses in China and invite our cooperative partners to join. So Anvisa is the Brazilian agency of health for regulation and supervision, and they are forbidden to do any advertising regarding TCM formulas. Anvisa also is forbidding the selling of this TCM products in natural shops, hospitals, and clinics. However, at the beginning of next year, there will be a new laws to be issued. It is possible that TCM formulas will be allowed to be sold in some hospitals and even pharmacies, traditional pharmacies, or distributed pharmacies. So what's the second step for our strategy? There are over 87,000 allopathic drug stores in Brazil. So we would like to start selling products in dealers, as well as selling the products in the stores if they don't need the prescription. Also, is looking forward to introducing the TCM formulas into the Brazilian public health system, as well as the public health system in Sao Paulo, where there are 13 million populations. So that's a promising market. Thank you. Thank you very much. So Brazilian experts share with us the TCM product sales in the market of Brazil. So what we are looking forward is to introduce more TCM products to the market in Brazil, since we have seen very promising market with huge demand. Once again, I would like to thank the three speakers. Thank you for your sharing. So right now, we are proceeding to the last Q&A session of today's event. And you are all welcome to raise your questions. First of all, we have selected some questions from the chat box. And the first guest is the Hunan from the enterprises in the GM. Hello, moderator. You can raise your question now. I would like to ask Dr. Rhonda. I would like to ask a question about TCM in Brazil market. So from the quality and the safety, as well as the other perspective, from which perspective will those drugs be monitored? In terms of the objects being supervised, are the manufacturer or the selling entities or the entities that failed the registration? Thank you. So can you hear me? In Brazil, the regulatory authority regulated that the sales of proprietary Chinese medicine have to be done in TCM pharmacies. All of the drugs sold in these pharmacies have to mention their ingredients and their clinical tests and evidence, etc. For example, if an industry imported some Chinese products like the Liuwei one, the pill, then all of the researchers have to be approved. And all of the manufacturing process have to be aligned with the drug code. And the Anvisa has municipal and provincial level authorities in the 28 states. It is responsible for monitoring the provincial enterprises. We have a national supervision for that. Thank you, Dr. Veranda, for your answer. And I hope this answer is helpful to you. If you don't think it is clear enough, we can further discuss the problem or question after the event. Actually, we can see that many products from the Hunan products have some matching point of the regulatory laws of the Invisa as well as the drugs code, like the Sunway Huang pill, has been included inside because Mr. Veranda know a lot about TCM. So maybe you can talk more about that. So this enterprise has a signature product called Sanhuang Pian. This kind of a pill product. Do you know this product? So the point is just sharing with you that they have this product. And this product is included in the drug code as well. I also is familiar with Sanhuang Pian. I think it's a very good drug. Maybe in the future we can bring that prescription to Brazil. And I know it's mainly used for cleansing the heat and detoxification. And as everyone knows that Brazil is a very, very hot place, so it is a perfect product for Brazil. Okay, now let's proceed to the next question. We saw that Mr. Ron Gorman from Portugal would like to ask a question for Kang Jiulai. Now let's invite them to do the touching. So you just introduced the information as your export from Brazil to European countries, for example, Portugal. That's the volume very huge. The representative from Kongjiulai, could you answer the question? Can you hear me? We can hear you. So currently we have Spain, Germany, we have Spanish, German, and some other European countries in our clients. We also have representatives of Cape Verde told us that the Ministry of Health is very interested in acupuncture products. So maybe she would like to know more about your product. And more information that Mr. Ron Bowman would like to know, we would gather the information from in July and then to tell you more information for their sales in European as well as the growth. So if you are interested in a cooperation for introducing some of the products to European Union, you can have a further discussion. I would like to know how can we cooperate because our market is quite closed. Maybe we can have preliminary stage cooperation between your company and the Ministry of Health of Cape Verde. How can we buy your products and get them to the Cape Verde according to your exporting experiences? and cooperation with other countries. What's your suggestions of the preliminary cooperation?
Representative from Kanju Lai, could you respond to that? Well, in terms of exporting, we first must understand the regulation of that particular market. And as you know, we are quite close due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But we are hoping to understand the regulation of your country, of this particular market, in terms of how a manufacturer is going to carry out business in that country. But at the preliminary stage, we would like to showcase the quality of our products. Now we can carry out further communications afterwards, after this session. But first of all, most important is to understand the regulation of. Thank you. Thank you for your response. We actually visited Cape Verde. We understand that they have a quite sound medical importing system. They have a single importing company that's responsible for importing medical equipment, pharmaceuticals, and now they mostly import from Europe and import some products from Asia. And we are hoping to bring representatives from Kanju Pharmaceutical to that country and carry out the collaboration. In the near future, we would like to introduce the import and export situation with respect to pharmaceutical medical products to our partners at the TCM Park, GM-TCM Park, so as to have more collaborations in the future. I'm going to just take a couple of questions from all these questions. For those, for example, Ms. Lin from Renhen, I believe she's got a question for our speakers online. And please go ahead. Ms. Lin from Renhen, please raise your question. Hello, can you all hear me? Well, my question is for the Brazilian friend. What do you need most to for your market? What's the most needed TCM product in your market? In long run, what do you think is the future TCM products in the Brazilian market? May we ask Dr. Veranda, please. Well, connection was bad and my voice was broken up. I think the question is asking me about which TCM products are more popular in the Brazilian market. Well, in Brazil, we have about 60 to 80 TCM products in the market. And the number actually was cut down from 200 to 80 due to legal changes in our country. We use mostly, the most popular product is Jiawei Xiaowan pills and the Liu Wei Di Huang pills. These are the two most used TCM products in the Brazilian market. And 补中益气 pills and another pills that treat joint pain. Once the ANVISA promulgated the new legislation which says TCM products should not contain animal ingredients. However, many of the TCM products have the bone growth promotion features, and also, for example, 味之茯苓 pills, which are also quite popular, and also products that treat prostate conditions for male patients, or conditions most prevalent in male patients. For example, prostate conditions. These drugs are also popular. And many medications have side effects. Many people with prostate conditions do not want to go through surgical procedures, and they would like to use non-surgical treatment therapies. And this is where TCM comes into help. And also anxiety, drugs that treat anxiety or insomnia, these are also quite popular. And this is my response to your question. Many thanks to Dr. Veranda for your response. Once again, many thanks to Dr. Veranda. He talked about some of the most well-known, better known TCM products in the Brazilian market. But these are not all of the popular products. And we believe many other products will be entering into the Brazilian market. For example, products from Shuixian, Jiuzhitang, Yiling, and products from all of you present here. I believe these products will be entering into the Brazilian market. Now we are near the end of today's business matching session, and now may we invite Ms. Sun Jixia, who is the director for the international cooperation at the GMTCM Park. Hello, everyone. On behalf of the GMTCM and my team, I would like to thank new friends as well as old friends for your support. And for those who newcomers, we would like to invite you to our activities, our events. We established the TCM registration platform in 2018. And over the years, we've made a lot of effort, and we gained a lot of trust from businesses around the world. The various platforms have become popular amongst players in the sector. And we would like to carry out more business matching events, which I hope all of you will support, and so that we can help more TCM products to go abroad. And as we heard rightly from Ms. Leila of Cape Verde, and she raised issue of legislation in Cape Verde. We are currently in communication with our partners in Cape Verde, and we are providing, we're studying the regulatory regulations on these relevant products. Once we understand those regulations, we will start exporting these products that are quite needed in Cape Verde. And also, we would like to promote TCM culture, not only TCM products, but the culture itself around the globe, and to help the development of different traditional medicines in the world. And for that, I would like also thank entrepreneurs around the world, experts around the world, to share their experiences. In the years to come, we are going to continue to play well the platform function at the Hengqin GM-TCM Park to provide a platform for communications among those in the industry. And together we can promote TCM and we can promote the health industry around the world in general. And we would like to see more sharing, more exchanges of their experiences, so that certain countries will be will benefit from TCM products. And let's hope we will beat COVID-19 pandemic. And I look forward to meeting you in person in the near future once the COVID-19 pandemic is over. And I wish all the success. Good luck, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Sun. And on this note, we conclude today's business matching meeting. And together we will build an even better TCM platform for all of you. And many of us here online have more questions, but we didn't let all the questions be asked. And we apologize for that. And I understand Mr. Lin had quite a few questions on tea products, on the application of teas, especially in the sub-health population. And due to the fact that we had really limited of time, we will send your question to our Brazilian partners. And I apologize once again for not letting you ask your questions online. And some of the parties who are not online, and we would also like to help them match with their potential partners. And ladies and gentlemen, this concludes 2021 TCM product business meeting session, as well as the achievement sharing. On behalf of the GM-TCM, I would like to thank you so much for your participation. And I hope you've had a fruitful meeting. And once again, thank you, and hope to see you next year. Thank you. See you next year.